Hello traders. The title of this video is wave count by comparison. Wave count by comparison. Let's get started. What we are discussing in this video is about using one financial instrument, the wave count on one financial instrument, and comparing the wave count on that financial instrument with another financial instrument. This is about wave count by comparison. All right, we're going to do this demonstration here on this in this video, and the first financial instrument that we're going to look at is the dollar yen. All right, moment please. We get looking for the dollar yen. Okay, that's the first financial instrument, and recently there was a serious disagreement between myself and many Elliott wave traders, which is normal, all right, because a lot of traders thought that this move from here, where my cursor is, up to this level here, this is a third Elliott wave, because what has happened, many Elliott wave traders counted the wave like they say first wave, all right, and they said this is the second wave, and they call this move here from here to here as the third Elliott wave. I disagree completely with that wave count. Now, why there is a disagreement? If we're going to compare now, another financial instrument that are positively correlated to the dollar yen. When we are talking about currency pair or financial instrument that are moving almost in the same direction, they are not moving in the same direction all the time. Sometimes you will see two financial instruments at one stage during the market cycle. Two financial instruments that are negatively correlated can become positively correlated due to the change in market cycle. Okay, I'll leave that one to the side now. Now we want to compare two financial instruments. What we have noticed from 2008, all right, you can see on this chart 2008, all right, up to 2012. This dollar yen was going down. There are other currency pairs that are doing exactly the same thing. So as we are counting the wave for the dollar yen, we want to compare this wave count with the wave count on another financial instrument. The characteristic of the first Elliott wave is to break resistance level. All right, you can see that if we count, this is our guidelines at www.24elliottwave.com. Our guidelines, the first Elliott wave in normal condition after a long time. How many years? 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. We will expect the first Elliott wave after a long bearish season at least to break the first and nearest resistance level. I do not violate these guidelines, and I follow them carefully. If I see a first Elliott wave that does not break the first and near resistance level on our left hand side, I worry a bit. All right. So this is the first resistance level on our left hand side, and look, this what support people are calling the first Elliott wave did not break it. Couldn't break it. Look, couldn't break it after many years, more than 4 years bearish move. Hey, here we are. They say this is the first wave. I disagree. I don't want to count this first wave. But the most important thing is not how you count the wave, is the decision that you have made in your trading. That is the most important thing. So that's why there is a disagreement. So here. Now, let's compare, this financial instrument, which is the dollar yen, to another currency pair. Because I'm using currency, I will compare currency. If I was using stocks, I can do exactly the same thing with stock. If you look, for instance, on the Dow 30, you will see stocks that are positively correlated. Some of the stock, even on the Dow 30, there is a tight correlation, positively tight correlation between some of the stock and the Dow 30 index itself. If you look on the NASDAQ 100, you will see some of the stock are almost 100% mimicking the NASDAQ 100. If you look on the FTSE 100, and you can see that. So sometimes if you count in wave on the Dow index itself, or on the FTSE 100 index itself, or on the NASDAQ 100 index itself, you can use these other stock to compare the wave count to see whether you have made a mistake. Very often, this comparison can help you or filter out, okay, false wave count. Another thing you can use, if, for instance, you are counting a wave on the Euro USD, we know that the Euro USD is negatively correlated to the dollar Swiss franc currency pair, okay, the USD Swiss franc currency pair. So you can compare because you will expect the opposite wave count, okay, all right, on the other direction for, okay, the dollar Swiss franc. This is about wave count by comparison. So here we are. Before we move on, so my wave count, I will remove everything else that other traders are doing because this is my wave count. If a trader says, John, you are wrong, I always say to traders, this is my wave count. So my first Elliott wave is the blue line here. All right, this is my first Elliott wave. We are expecting slowly but gradually. It may take some time for this currency pair to move down. Okay, so now the first target is the blue line here. You can see the primary trend line is touching it down. You see it's touching it here. Okay, 98.99. That's the first target. Okay, it did the same thing earlier on around this zone. It's doing it again, touching it again here. Now, if this currency pair break below or close below this blue trend line, the first target is this one, the pink one here. All right, the pink one here, that's the next target at 9268. Call it 9300. First target 9300, between 94 and 9300, somewhere there, because of the tail of this. If you pay attention, tail of this candle here, between 93 and 94. All right, this is the first target. If this candle close below this blue, okay, trend line, because we are expecting the second Elliott wave, that will be a challenge. But in my view, there is a high chance that this currency pair, slowly but gradually, will break even the pink line here and roll it down. That's aggressive projection, all right, to the green line here in the zone of 8400. That's a greedy target. We will see. We will see 8400. We will see. But conservative target is around between 9400 and 9300, provided that the price break below, the close below the blue trend line here. That's about the dollar yen. Talking about wave comparison, we're going to bring on now the dollar Singapore dollar currency pair. You can see on this chart again. I'm on the weekly chart, by the way. You can see that from 2008, you can see you see 2009, in fact, you see, was also bearish up to 2012, like the dollar yen. So we can compare these two currency pairs. They were both currency pairs were bearish, okay, between 2009 or during the recession up to 2012. Look at this one now. By comparison, we can see that the wave count with the dollar yen is not matching, okay, what we are looking at now for the dollar Singapore dollar. Look, so now we can see that the bearish channel on this currency pair, the dollar Singapore dollar, the price now out of the channel, that is, you see, and applying our rigorous area wave count guidelines here, you see, the nearest resistance level here. And again, you can see that here, people will call this one first wave. So what's going on now? What's going on now? Is it hedging activity? What's going on now? Look. All right. So there is a bit of discrepancy between the dollar, Singapore dollar, and the dollar yen. You may say to me, these currency pairs are not positively correlated, but they were positively correlated during a certain stage in the market cycle. From 2009 up to 2012, these currency pairs were positively correlated. The next currency pair that we're going to look at is, okay, the Canadian yen. Another currency pair that did exactly the same thing during the same market cycle, 2008 to 2012. You can see here, this is 2008, and it was bearish. And then we have, in fact, a double bottom, you see. A, B, C, okay? So price went up and then pulled back. Look at this. So price was bearish and then display kind of consolidation. The double bottom is a consolidation on this weekly chart, all right? So you see the 3 point, that's why I highlighted here, ready for you. The last bearish channel is this one here. Now, if you count your weight here, applying our guidelines, pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here, everybody will agree that this is the first wave. Yes or no? Because the price went down. It is a typical pattern and display a double bottom pattern. Now the first area wave break the resistance level. Look at this resistance here. Look, it's kaput, yes or no? It's taken out. Yeah? Right, can you see it? When I'm moving my cursor now, this line here. Alright, this is the last. Looking on our left hand side, this is the major resistance. This is what we call the nut of the double bottom. Now it's kaput for the Canadian yen. Here, everything becomes clear that this is the first wave. So we see that the wave count for the dollar yen, something is not aligning. That means that my colleagues are completely wrong, but something is not aligning for us as we will expect it to be. All right? This is what we are talking about, okay? All right? So for the Canadian yen, again, applying the same strategy, we see that this trend line here is kaput. You see now, the same thing we are expecting for the dollar yen, to break below, to close below. You see here, this weekly chart close for this Canadian yen, it closed below it now. It's leading, in fact, it's ahead of the USD yen. We will expect the Canadian yen slowly but gradually to pull back, to go down to this okay level in the zone of 9, call it 9.2 and 9.250, between 9.2, call it in the zone of 9.2, call it in the zone of 9.200. So we are expecting the Canadian yen, after it close below this trend line, to go slowly but gradually. This is not a signal to sell. This is just a trading education for traders to understand wave count by comparison. So we expect the Canadian yen slowly but gradually to go down to the zone of 9.200. All right, here, the blue line. If the price fails to find a support at 9.200 and the 9.200 becomes a resistance level, the next target is here in the zone, I'll call it 8.600. That's aggressive projection for the Canadian yen. Right now, we can see that the Canadian yen is a bit ahead of the USD yen because the USD yen did not close below this trend line here. We will expect the USD yen in normal condition. You have to understand that today we have what we call the ADP non-farm data, the preliminary information regarding the job creation in the United States. So we will, okay, all right, we will see what's going to happen, all right? So there are some major economy news. The non-farm data is set on Friday, and today the ADP non-farm data. So a lot of things can happen depending on the economy news. So all we are saying now, this is a technical analysis, comparison, wave count by comparison, all right? The next financial instrument that we want to look at is the Australian yen. In fact, the Australian yen is ahead of the Canadian yen and the USD yen. There are a lot of information that we have noticed by comparison of wave count. I'm bringing on now the Australian yen. You can see this Australian yen. You can see exactly the same thing. If you look again, the Australian yen, you see, same season, 2008, very similar to Canadian yen, was bearish, and then we have a kind of, you see, this move, but not a perfect double bottom as we have seen for the Canadian yen. And now we see the price coming out of this channel again, right here. Everybody will agree that this is the first wave from here to here. By comparison, we can see that this is the first wave. So something is wrong with the wave count relating to the dollar yen. All right. So now this trend line now is kaput. Is the Australian yen is ahead of the Canadian yen and far away from the USD yen. Is almost at the first target zone, which is the pink line here, okay, in the zone of call it 9400 for the Australian yen. If the level of 9400 failed to hold and the price found a resistance below it, the next target is the orange line here in the zone of 8900. Call it 8871, but let's call it 8900. Moving on very fast, ladies and gentlemen, the last financial instrument talking about wave count by comparison is the euro yen. The euro yen, also comparing the euro to the yen, we have noticed that from 2008 to 2012, the Japanese currency has been very, very strong because of money managers, okay, wealth managers moving the wealth out of United States, out of the recession zone into Japan to protect their wealth. Now things are start improving in the United States. They are returning all the flow of money back to the United States. In fact, one of the reasons why the policy to devalue the yen is a bit too late is that all the money that went to Japan, okay, has already returned to the United States. So it's pointless, in fact, to devalue, okay, the yen at this stage. All right, let's move on. So this is the euro yen, the same scenario. If we see again, see, from 2008, you see, all these currency pairs did exactly the same thing up to 2012, like the dollar yen, the Canadian yen, the Australian yen, the USD Singapore dollar. And again, look, comparison, wave count by comparison. This is the channel again. The price is out of this now, similar to the dollar yen. You can see that this resistance here now is finally taken out, okay? So for the dollar yen, what a lot of traders were calling the first wave, I will show you here, is this one. Let's see it together, okay? This one, they are calling the first wave for the dollar yen. Now, if we do exactly the same thing here, a lot of traders will say to me, Joe, you are completely out of your mind to call this the first wave, because look, total retracement. But this is what we are calling the first wave for the dollar yen. By comparison, we see that the wave count for the dollar yen, something is not right. All right, so we will see if I am wrong or not, but we will see. But following our guidelines, we can confirm that this is the wave count for the dollar yen, something is not adding up. And even by using the wave count by comparison, there are too many discrepancies between the dollar yen and other currency pair that were moving in the same direction as the dollar yen at one stage during the markets or during the market recession. I hope you have enjoyed this video also regarding the wave count by comparison. Before I close this video for the euro yen, the first target also is this trend line here, the peak line here. If that one fell, the price has a high chance to go into the zone of 12000. If the 12000 zone failed to hold it, it will go to the zone of, let me tell you now, very fast, in the zone of call it 11200. 11200. That's the ultimate greedy target for the euro yen. 11200 in that zone. All right. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the TSTW 24 traders. Speak to you soon.